Hi, this is Kelly. Welcome to my channel. I call this one Patchwork. DIY number 1, the twins. I've got these 2 cutting boards from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to paint both of them with this, what is this called? This red. It is Folk Art Imperial Red. And I'm going to paint both of these red on the front and sides and paint the back with the black chalk paint. And then I'm going to, once it's dry, of course, I'm going to dry brush some black on this red just to darken it a bit. We're going to do a layer of black paint, the candle wax trick. We just got a regular old white stick type candle, taper candle, whatever you want to call it. And we're just going to rub this wax on here. Press down pretty hard. Go ahead and don't be scared to rub it on there. And we're just going to do that on the front. So that's all done, and wipe off the excess. You don't want big chunks of wax everywhere. Brush all that off. And then I'm going to paint a coat of black, and it doesn't have to be a heavy coat. It doesn't have to be a perfect coat, because we're going to scrape away some of that black to see the red underneath. And I'm trying not to get it over the edge. I wanted the sides to stay red with the black dry brush. And this is actually a scraper that came with my rub-on transfers, because I just want to do it lightly and remove a little bit. I just want the red to show through. Now on the edges, I wanted the red to show through a little more. And of course the image is going to cover most of this. But I just basically wanted a hint of red coming through the black. And you can take off as much as you like. Here's my images. I've been playing around with Midjourney AI, creating my own images. And I was in there putting in Frankenstein and patchwork dolls to describe it. And it came up with these cuties. So now I wish I had darkened it in Canva before I printed it, but we're going to darken it with the antiquing wax. But first, you saw there, I was just blackening the edges to get rid of the white torn edges. And I'm going to coat the back with Mod Podge and place it on my board here. And I'm going to bring it down kind of low. We're going to decorate the top with a little bit of black crocheted lace. Make sure you get that pressed down. Make sure you get all the edges and corners down really well. So now both of them are done. They are so cute. Now I've got my antiquing wax. This is the Michaels brand. Doesn't really say a color, but you can get whatever color you want. And we're going to go darkest around the corners and edges. And go light and add. You can always add more. Kind of knock it all off your brush and just keep going over it till you get the, let's see, I've gotten that one darkened around the edges, and I'm going to do the same to the other one, and just go in the heaviest in the corners. And once I do that, I'm going to go much lighter with a bigger brush and darken the entire thing a little bit. Thank you guys for being here with me today. I've got over 5,300 subscribers. Thanks you guys so much. I really appreciate it. I found this red and white striped ribbon. Thought that would go well with it, but it was a little too bright, so we're going to darken it while we have the antique wax out. And then here's my black crocheted lace. That's blue painter's tape. I'm going to glue it to the back, so I want to get it in place and have that tape hold it in position long enough for me to we're going to attach the hangers and glue the lace to the back at the same time. So I've got it laid face down. See my lace sticking out on the sides. And this is Gorilla Glue Clear Grip, which is compatible to, or comparable, I guess you'd say, to E6000. I put a dot of that down and a dot of hot glue on either side. Try not to mix the glue. It will mess up the integrity of the more permanent glue, from what I'm told. So I follow that advice because I'm not sure, but it makes sense. You know, you're going to dilute the permanent glue if you add the hot glue to it. And once we place our twine, this is just black jute. Once we place that down, we're going to add the same glue in the same spot, but on the top of the twine. So 1 dot in the middle of the permanent glue and 2 dots of the hot glue. And we're going to bring our lace over first. Use the other end of my little stick there so I don't burn my fingers. Then I'm going to add glue the exact same way, just a tiny bit on the back of that lace, and add a piece of black felt. And it gives it a much cleaner look, and that felt will absorb the glue and turn pretty hard, and it'll hold it in place very nicely. Do the exact same thing to the other side. Put our felt down. And once I get the hangers on, I'm going to take this. This is a champagne gold, and it doesn't really, you're not really painting a gold color on it. It's just more of a shimmer. So it's really nice. A shimmer without glitter. I'm all for it. I'm just going to go over the whole thing. On film, you may not see it as well as in person, but it just gives it a nice little shimmer. Little bling without going overboard. And now I've got chiffon ribbon in black and dark green, and my one piece of red and white stripe I cut in half. You see the one bow sitting there is already done, and we're just going to layer them back and forth opposite colors with that striped piece in the center. Pinch the center together. I'm going to flip it upside down first. Pinch the center and lay it on our twine, and just tie it really, really tight. And do 2 or 3 knots. Make sure it's not going to go anywhere. This is an elastic type of cord I get from Dollar Tree, and I like it because you know how when you tie the first knot and wants to come undone when you're trying to tie the second one, this stuff does, and it stays nice and tight for you, so you can get a couple more knots in without struggling with it so much. And it's very thin, so it disappears into your bow. And I've got these little wooden buttons that have similar colors to their outfits there. And we're going to glue the bow to the bottom corner first. And then we're going to glue that button. Now I'm holding on to the ribbon because it was kind of wanting to stick out to the sides. So I'm kind of holding it in place where I want it to lay. And then I glue that button down, and that'll help keep all those ribbons in place. And then we do the same with the other. That one seems to be laying better, so we're just going to add a little bit of glue to this other button and put that at the top of this bow. And these little twin cuties are complete. They're so cute. Look at the horrible bangs. I just love it. DIY number 2, Frankenstuffed. So, I got this white frame thrifting. It didn't come with any backing or glass, which is good. I don't have to worry about getting ribbon. Painted it that first green, didn't like it. Then I painted it this sage green, and I dry brushed black on it. And ultimately, at the end, I end up painting it black because I didn't like either. So, you'll see how that turns out at the end. So, just keep that in mind. This is the backing from a large napkin and a piece of foam board cut to fit inside the back of that frame. And we're just using Mod Podge and just going along, adding Mod Podge and pressing the napkin down. Try not to get creases in it too bad, but our image is going to cover up most of it. But this is just a quick, easy way. You know, I like to do the crumpled tissue paper and layer it, but we don't need all that because this is just a tiny bit of this is going to show around the edges. But it's nice just to have a little texture. And once that's all dry, I put a coat of Mod Podge on top as well. And once that's dry, we're just going to paint this entire thing black. And now that that's dry, I got this paper at Hobby Lobby. And it's a heavy paper that already had torn edges, and I had to tear it down to size. And here's my little doll. See, he's a Frankenstein doll, Frankenstuffed, get it? I'm having so much fun with Mid-Journey. By the way, my Etsy shop is live finally. I'll put the link in the description. And I am playing with the digital images. I've got some of my projects listed currently. I've got about a dozen items in there. And even if you're not interested in buying, I'd appreciate a visit. A couple likes, a couple hearts, a couple favorites. Because it's only been up for a few days, and hopefully the algorithm will start to push me out a little more. Now this is just antiquing wax and a little water to thin it out and stain that paper. And I put that aside to dry. That's all I did, was brush that on, dab off the excess and let it dry. And we're going to take the antiquing wax and darken the torn edges and darken the front and edges and corners as well, just like we did the others. We did black on the outside edge, but it's the same thing. We just use antiquing wax for both on here. And this one I did get smart and printed it a little bit darker than it was. They were just a little too bright. And we've got that background paper. We're trying to make this look like layered, antiqued, you know, aged. So we're just going to put a coat of Mod Podge right on this board that we covered with that paper, with that napkin and painted. And we're going to let that dry because we're doing the hot iron dry transfer. So once that's dry, I got my little hobby iron and a piece of parchment paper. And this is heavier paper, so it took a little more time to get it down. And as always, make sure those edges and corners get pressed down. And just keep moving your parchment paper around. And just keep going over it until your paper's secure. Do it over the edges and corners several times to make sure. And the center I didn't bother with because the image is going to cover up the center. So the image we are also going to do the hot iron transfer. So I'm going to paint the Mod Podge on the back of this image and let it dry. I don't want the Mod Podge finish on the front. We're going to use a flat spray matte clear coat. So we're just going to put that aside and let it dry, and then we're going to do the same thing with the parchment paper. You see, I still have the sage green frame. It just, there's the green in the picture. It just doesn't jive with either green that I have. So we're going to end up painting it black. So we have to very carefully paint it black once it's all put together. That was a little challenging, but luckily that black around the outside edge protects you from messing up, you know, the rest of it. You just got to be extra careful if you got to repaint something, you know, if you're not happy with it and it's just paint it, you know. So we've got him ironed on there. He is so cute. Look at that little face. I don't know if the film's going to show it, but his little face, you can see that it's made of like a canvas almost fabric. So now I had a little bit of wiggle room in the back and I don't want this sliding around and a gap showing up. So I've just got these little popsicle sticks, little hot glue, just to go down in the sides and hold it, keep it from sliding around. And we're going to cover all that up, so it doesn't matter if it's not all that pretty. Now I did the back all pretty, I don't know why, because it didn't even fill in the gap in the back, so I cut another piece of foam board. So we're just going to hot glue that right to the back of this, and it's going to make the it's going to be flush with the back of the frame instead of having a big gap. Just press that on there. Then I found this wonderful stuff at Hobby Lobby. It is peel and stick felt, and I just cut that to the length I wanted, and we're just going to peel some of this backing off. This stuff is super sticky. And I'm going to just peel a little bit off so I get in position without the whole thing sticking down before I'm ready. And then just slowly pull the paper out from under it and you press down as you go. And that'll keep it straight, keep it in the position you want it in. And this stuff is so sticky. It was like a dream come true. Put it on there and you've got a nice clean backing that'll protect your wall. Isn't he cute? And the frame is beautiful, but it just wasn't jiving with the green in the picture. So I'm just very carefully painting this entire thing with black. After all that, I'm painting it black. Like, I'm tired of painting everything black, but you know, sometimes it's the best thing. So like I said, I'm just gonna take my time, get that done. Luckily, it only took one coat. I didn't have to go back and. So now I'm just going to do a heavy dry brush of antiquing wax over the black, which is very pretty, by the way. It just kind of, just ages it. It's just something to be said about it. It's very pretty. And I'm going to go over the entire front and sides. And that's pretty much it. Isn't he cute? And with antiquing wax, that takes longer than paint to dry, so you want to put that aside for at least a couple hours before you handle it again. And here's my reveal. There's the twins. I don't know, you still can't. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that little gold shimmer or not, but they sure are cute. And my little Frankenstuffed doll. Thank you again for being here with me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and share and all the things. Bye.